Have you ever wondered why ebooks are just as expensive as their physical counterparts, if not more so? After all, they don't require printing, paper, or shipping at all. So why do they cost so much? Well, in this video, we're going to dive deep into the world of ebooks and find out the reasons for their pricing. From the production and the distribution process to the profit margins of the publishers, we'll examine the ins and outs of ebook pricing with some surprising revelations. You don't want to miss this. Ebooks have revolutionized how we read, making accessing our favorite titles from anywhere easier and more convenient. But if ebooks don't require printing, production, and delivery in the same way as traditional books, why the price? Ebooks still require production costs, regardless of if they're being sold alongside a physical version of the book or just being sold as an ebook alone. So let's say a publishing house is releasing a print book alongside an ebook. Both of these will still have the same production costs in terms of copy editing, proofreading, formatting, layout, cover design, and more. But for the ebook, here are a few things that the publishers will have to do on top of this. Depending on the platform, ebooks will need to be converted into different file formats. For example, EPUB for Apple's iBooks and Nook, Amazon's Kindle format, and even a secure PDF. They will also need to be doing additional formatting and design. The formatting and design for the book as a whole will have already been done. But when it's converted to these different file formats, it will need to be quality checked and adjusted before release. And then there's distribution. While it's a digital file, ebooks will still need to be distributed to customers. This includes on platforms such as Amazon Kindle, Apple Books, and Google Play Books, and more. Each of these, alongside extra things like marketing and file upkeep, will still need money, time, and resources to keep up with and achieve. Then there's the cost of each of these distribution platforms that kind of take a payment for their services. Platforms like Amazon Kindle, Apple Books, and Google Play Books do not charge publishers upfront fees to sell their ebooks. However, they do take a percentage of the sales revenue as their commission. This percentage varies depending on the platform and, in some cases, the price of the ebook or the country you live in. Amazon takes a 30% commission for books priced between $2.99 and $9.99. Amazon also charges a small delivery fee based on the size of the ebook file for this option. Apple takes a 30% commission on ebook sales through its platform also. Publishers receive 70%. Google also takes 30% commission, leaving 70% for the publisher. Those are ebooks. But Amazon also charges a referral fee of 15% for physical books and a closing fee of around $1.80 per item. So if publishers are used to using these platforms and having to pay a commission for each of their books that are sold, regardless of the format, it still doesn't explain why ebooks are sometimes the same price, if not more expensive, than their physical counterparts. So let's get into the real meat of this, because you might have noticed something from the list I shared earlier. Each one of these distribution platforms all take around the same commission. Interesting. How did that happen? In 2007, Amazon launched the Kindle, a game-changing device that allowed book lovers to carry an entire library in their pockets. At the time, they offered ebooks for the tempting price of $9.99, which was much lower than hardcover books. This price was called the wholesale model and allowed Amazon, essentially, to sell books at a loss, much like it does now with physical books. This model allowed publishers to set a listing price for their books, but to sell it to resellers at a discount off of that price. The reseller, say Amazon, then owns the book, so they have the freedom to set the price at whatever they like, even if it means setting it so low that they make a loss just to attract new customers. So Amazon could buy an ebook from the publisher at a wholesale price of $12 with a list price of $20, and then sell it to consumers for just $9.99. This model made it more accessible and attractive for readers to start reading ebooks while also benefiting Amazon at the same time because they could attract the customers to their store. But publishers were concerned that this model would devalue books because low ebook prices could mean customers expect them to always be low, which is true. They also worried that Amazon would continue to push prices down over time, which would mean lower wholesale costs and less profit for publishers. Not to mention Amazon essentially having a monopoly on ebooks compared to other platforms, which honestly I can see because they're already doing it with physical books. Enter 2010 when Apple, the tech giant, introduced the iPad and iBooks, hoping to revolutionize the ebook market like iTunes did for music. Apple proposed a new pricing model, letting publishers raise ebook prices to $14.99, with Apple taking a 30% cut. They called this the agency model, where publishers set a listing price for the books and the resellers take a commission once the sale has been made. Wanting to keep prices consistent across all of the retailers, the 5 big publishers, Penguin Random House, HarperCollins, Hachette, Macmillan, and Simon & Schuster, agreed to apply this model to all distribution platforms. And it happened like that. Overnight, ebook prices rose. But just 2 years later, the Department of Justice decided to sue Apple and those 5 big publishers for raising ebook prices. As far as publishers were concerned, they weren't conspiring. They were just trying to deal with a company they considered a threat to their business. They were preventing Amazon from forming a monopoly, which they claimed was good for consumers too. The Department of Justice, however, saw their actions as price fixing. As a result, the publishers were slapped with sanctions of $166 million for raising ebook prices. Apple, being the tough cookie it is, didn't back down. But in the end, Apple had to pay $450 million. Although these sanctions may have made a tiny dent in the bank accounts of these big publishers and Apple, in the end, the pricing model that Apple suggested is what we have right now. So they got what they wanted anyway. And in reality, it didn't address Amazon's influence in the market because they're still on top. All it did was raise ebook prices. Publishing's victory in ebook pricing has ironically hurt its ability to convince customers that buying an ebook is worth the cost. Amazon is still able to discount print books, while the prices of ebooks are now set by publishers, often costing more than the print version. The market is strange, with Amazon sometimes making publishers look kind of ridiculous. I don't know about you, but when I see ebooks costing more than their physical counterparts, I just don't buy. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Well, it turns out that the world of ebook pricing is more twisted than the plot of your favorite mystery novel. From sneaky business moves to lawsuits, there's never a dull moment. But you tell me, what do you think about the pricing of ebooks, especially after watching this video? I would love to know, so leave me a comment. And I will see you next time for another video.